Coming up, we're going to be talking about another issue that's hitting the tri-state rather hard, and that is weather-related issues and the scammers that are trying to take advantage of people and the insurance issues you might be running into. 700 WLW. 700 WLW, I'm Rachel Elliott. There have been quite a few weather-related incidents in the tri-state recently, and along with that, unfortunately, comes scammers and dealing with your insurance company, which might be equally as bad. Here to help us walk through that process, Ron Snouffer of the National Claims Negotiators. He's a public adjuster. Ron, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
We've had a lot of weather-related issues in the tri-state, whether it was the Dayton tornadoes or the generalized flooding here near the Ohio River. There are a lot of people that are looking to take advantage of that in the form of storm chaser contractors who are not actually legitimate contractors. Can you talk to us about this scam and how it works and what people can do to kind of look out for it?
Well, you'll have a lot of out-of-state contractors that'll come in that will try and take advantage of people by going door to door when they have a time of need, promising services, telling them that they'll get the insurance company to pay for it. Then they'll take the upfront money that the insurance company offers and disappear, never to be found again.
What can homeowners do to protect themselves from guys like this?
They really need to vet the contractors that are coming door to door, get references, check the Better Business Bureau, check local contractors associations. I know that ORCA is big in Ohio. Make sure that they don't just hand over their money before they do some due diligence and make sure that that contractor's been around for a while. Another big thing that I always tell people is check the license plates on the vehicles that are coming to your property. A lot of times you'll see that they're from out of state, not from the area.
Another thing not to do, according to the Attorney General here in this state, is give large sums of money to these guys up front.
Oh yeah,
that's a warning sign, right?
Yes.
How much do you have any idea what a average is to give a contractor? Because some money up front is expected. It's reasonable, but not the entire amount.
If you gave somebody a deposit of $500 or $1,000, that's reasonable. Once they drop the materials at your site, it would be a local contractor would be fine with, once they've dropped materials at your site, of you paying them at that point in time without taking any money up front.
When it comes
so then at least you know you've bought the materials.
Sure. And when it comes to storm damage, actual storm damage, what's the process that a homeowner should go through before they contact their insurance company?
Well, they need to mitigate their damages. If they have a hole in the roof or if their basement is flooded because of all the water, then they need to contact somebody who can tarp the roof, remove the water from the building, make sure that there's not going to be an ongoing insurance issue after the fact of the initial claim.
And what is the timeline that a homeowner should expect the insurance company to get back to them, get out there, all of that?
So they should be out there within a few weeks. And then once again, they should have an estimate or a denial back to the homeowner within a couple weeks from there.
So it's a lengthy process.
It can be. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of disasters across the country this year, and adjusters are spread pretty thin.
Should homeowners try to exercise some patience with their insurance companies and understand that there are only so many adjusters to go around and, like you said, more disasters than, unfortunately, we were expecting?
They should. They just need to try and mitigate their damages, be patient. It gives them time to vet their contractors, get references, check with their neighbors, and see if somebody else has used the people that are trying to get them to do business with them. It gives them a little bit of extra time to prepare.
Can you talk to me about flood insurance? Where can people get flood insurance, and is that something that normal insurance companies cover or not?
So you'll have The federal government provides flood insurance when you don't purchase flood insurance. The problem with getting insurance from FEMA is that there are people from Hurricane Katrina that still have been paid for their flood damage, and that was almost 10 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
unless you've purchased flood insurance from your actual agent, whoever your carrier is, you will have to go through the federal government in order to get your property taken care of, which can be a very long process.
Is that process long because the federal government wants to verify that your flood insurance is in fact part of a disaster, or just because it's basically the federal government?
Combination thereof.
Combination? Okay.
Yes. You're looking at two things. They want to make sure that you didn't have flood insurance and they're not the reinsurer of the insurance. And they want to make sure that there was an actual flood at the property.
And when you're dealing with your insurance company and flood insurance, what are kind of the general outline of that? Because I hear from a lot of people that it's a very kind of complicated process to get that added on to your actual homeowner's insurance.
It can be, because when you're within the floodplain, they don't want to be paying you for insurance. But they don't want you to be buying insurance. They want you to get it from the federal government, because they're expecting within 100 years your property will flood.
So it's really only they really only want to insure you if they can guarantee themselves that they won't have to pay out in the next 100 years.
Pretty much.
Wow. Is getting flood insurance from the federal government, if you have a homeowner's policy, more difficult? And not the payout part, but just getting it in general?
It's not more difficult. It's just people don't take on that additional expense. They don't think that it's ever going to happen to them. And then it happens, and now you're waiting on everybody else.
What does flood insurance typically run? What can a consumer in a general ballpark expect to have to pay in addition?
You could expect to pay a few $1,000s extra a year.
Wow. That's quite a bit when a lot of homeowners insurance policies for entire homes aren't more than $1,000, $2,000 a year.
We have to think about the fact that if a flood does occur, the likelihood of you having to demo the house is pretty high, because a flood comes in a foot, 2 feet, you're replacing cabinets, sheetrock, insulation, flooring, electrical, air conditioning units.
Basically the whole home.
80% of the house.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you think that given the amount of disasters that we've had over the last couple of years, because there have been some doozies with the hurricane seasons that we've had, is that going to raise prices in general for the average person looking to purchase homeowners insurance?
I think that insurance right now is already undervalued as it is, because we've had a huge boom in construction costs. In the last 10 years, construction costs have gone up drastically, and that equates into higher premiums for your insurance, because if it costs more to build your house again, if something happened, if fire, flood, tornado hits the house and it bulldozes it, it's going to cost a lot more now than it did in 2008. And because of that, premiums are going to continue to go up, not just because of the natural disasters, but as long as construction costs go up, labor costs go up, materials go up, and you have natural disasters, premiums are going to continue to go up.
And with that, Ron, I'm going to let you go. Sorry to end on such sad news. Premiums are rising. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.